This is one of those moments in the NFL where everything feels like it just shifted overnight because breaking news has officially confirmed that Ben Johnson has been named the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And no matter where you stand as a fan, analyst, or critic, this is the kind of move that instantly demands attention. The Dallas Cowboys are not just any franchise. They are America's team, one of the most valuable sports brands in the world, a team that lives under a microscope every single season. When Dallas makes a coaching change, it is never quiet. And when they choose someone like Ben Johnson, the noise becomes deafening. This announcement signals ambition, risk, and a very clear desire to move in a new direction after years of unmet expectations. For years, Cowboys fans have lived in a strange emotional cycle. Regular season success mixed with playoff frustration, flashes of brilliance followed by painful collapses, and constant questions about leadership, identity, and whether the team was truly built to win when it mattered most. Yes, this is why the hiring of Ben Johnson feels different. It feels intentional. It feels modern. It feels like Dallas is finally leaning into the idea that the NFL is evolving and that standing still is the fastest way to fall behind. Johnson represents a break from comfort and familiarity, and that alone makes this one of the most fascinating hires the Cowboys have made in decades. Ben Johnson comes into this role with a reputation as one of the sharpest offensive minds in football. He is known for creativity, adaptability, and an aggressive approach that prioritizes putting players in positions to succeed rather than forcing them into rigid systems. That matters in Dallas, where talent has never been the problem. The Cowboys have had star players, explosive weapons, and capable quarterbacks year after year. What they have lacked is consistency in execution, in clarity in vision, especially in high-pressure moments. Johnson's philosophy suggests that he understands the importance of structure without suffocation, discipline without predictability, and confidence without recklessness. This hire also sends a powerful message to the locker room. It tells the players that the organization is ready to change how it operates. It tells them that innovation is no longer optional and that expectations are rising. Players respond to that kind of message, especially younger ones who want to feel like they are part of something progressive rather than stuck in old habits. Yet Johnson's communication style has been praised throughout his career, and that could be a major factor in building trust early on. Trust is everything for a head coach, especially in a market as intense as Dallas, where every press conference, every sideline decision, and every fourth down call is magnified. From a football perspective, the offensive potential under Ben Johnson is what has fans buzzing the most. His approach emphasizes spacing, tempo, and misdirection, concepts that are essential in today's NFL, where defenses are faster and more complex than ever. Cowboys fans can expect to see an offense that looks more intentional, one that sets things up multiple plays ahead, rather than relying on isolated moments of brilliance. This could lead to more sustained drives, better red zone efficiency, and fewer stretches where the offense seems to disappear for entire quarters. That kind of consistency has been missing, and Johnson's system is designed specifically to address those issues. Quarterback development will be one of the biggest storylines to watch. Whether it's maximizing the strengths in the current starter or adjusting the scheme to reduce pressure and mistakes, Johnson has shown that he understands how to tailor an offense to his quarterback rather than forcing a one-size-fits-all solution. That is critical in Dallas, where quarterback play has often been judged harshly, sometimes unfairly, because of the expectations placed on the position. A coach who can build confidence while also demanding accountability could be exactly what the Cowboys need to unlock their full potential under center. The impact of this hire goes beyond the offense, though. A head coach sets the tone for the entire organization. Practice intensity, preparation habits, in-game decision-making, and even how the team responds after a loss are all influenced by the man at the top. Ben Johnson is stepping into a role that requires not just football intelligence, but emotional intelligence as well. Managing egos, handling media pressure, and navigating the expectations of ownership are all part of the job in Dallas. The fact that the Cowboys entrusted Johnson with this responsibility suggests they believe he is ready for that challenge. Not just tactically, but mentally. Another important aspect of this hire is what it means for the Cowboys' long-term vision. This is not a short-term fix. This is a commitment to building something sustainable. Johnson is young enough to grow with the roster, adapt to changes in the league, and potentially establish a coaching identity that lasts for years rather than seasons. That kind of stability has been rare in Dallas, and it is something fans have been craving. When a team believes in a coach's philosophy, it shows in how they draft, how they develop players, and how they handle adversity. Reactions around the league have been intense, and understandably so. Anytime a high-profile franchise like the Cowboys makes a bold hire, it forces other teams to take notice. Rival fans are already debating whether this move will finally push Dallas over the hump, or if it's another experiment that will fall short. Analysts are dissecting Johnson's tendencies, strengths, and potential weaknesses, trying to predict how his style will translate to the unique pressure cooker that is Dallas. That uncertainty is part of what makes this so compelling. No one truly knows how this will play out, and that unpredictability is what fuels excitement. Inside the Cowboys fan base, the reaction has been a mix of excitement, hope, and cautious optimism. Some fans are thrilled that the team went with a forward-thinking coach rather than a safe, familiar option. Others are understandably reserved, having been burned before by off-season hype that didn't translate into post-season success. That skepticism is earned, but it doesn't erase the fact that this hire feels different. There's a sense that the Cowboys are finally willing to embrace change rather than resist it, and that alone is a step in the right direction. As the offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on how Ben Johnson builds his coaching staff. Coordinators, position coaches, and support personnel will all play a role in shaping the identity of this team. A strong staff can amplify a head coach's strengths and cover his weaknesses, and Johnson's choices here will tell us a lot about his leadership style. Will he surround himself with experienced voices, rising young minds, or a blend of both? That balance could be critical in navigating the ups and downs of an NFL season. The draft and off-season program will also take on new significance. Every roster decision will now be viewed through the lens of Johnson's system. Players who may have struggled previously could find new life in a scheme better suited to their abilities, while others may be asked to adapt or move on. Change is rarely comfortable, but it is often necessary for growth. For the Cowboys, this offseason represents a reset, a chance to align talent, coaching, and philosophy in a way that hasn't always been present. Zooming out, this hire has implications for the entire NFC. The conference is competitive, and any shift in power dynamics can ripple across divisions. If Ben Johnson is able to quickly implement his vision and get buy in from the roster, the Cowboys could become a much more dangerous opponent. Teams that once felt comfortable matching up against Dallas may now have to prepare for a more unpredictable, aggressive approach. That alone can change how games are planned and played. At the end of the day, the hiring of Ben Johnson as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys is about belief in innovation over tradition, belief in growth over comfort, and belief that the future can be different from the past. It does not guarantee success because nothing in the NFL ever does, but it creates the possibility of it. And for a franchise that has spent years knocking on the door without breaking through, possibility matters. This is the beginning of a new chapter for the Dallas Cowboys, one that will be analyzed, debated, praised, and criticized every step of the way. Ben Johnson now carries the weight of one of the most iconic logos in sports, and how he handles that responsibility will define not only his career, but potentially the next era of Cowboys football. Whether this move becomes a masterstroke or a missed opportunity will only be answered with time, but one thing is certain: the NFL just got a lot more interesting, and all eyes are on Dallas.